Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Right. Let's start. Last week we discussed about how to create variables. Right? I think you have a good understanding about what is a variable. Right. Today we are going to do some practicals using these variables. Right. Right. Our first question is input two numbers. Input two numbers, multiply them, and output the result. Right? So we are going to input two numbers, and then we are going to multiply them, and finally we give the result, or we give the output. That's our problem. Right. So before going to the Scratch programming, I'll do the flowchart for that one, right? So let's see how to draw the flowchart for this one. Before that, so it says input two numbers. So can you remember that when we give or when we use numbers, so we have to temporarily store that numbers to use that numbers in our program. So therefore we should store that values, right? So in order to store that values, what we need? Store that values, what we need?
Variable.
Yes, variables, right? So I'll take first number as n1, right? First number as n1. That is our first variable. First variable, right? This is to store the first number. So the user is giving input two numbers. We have to multiply them and we have to give the output. That is our question, right? So then we need another variable to store second value. That is, I'll create it as n2. Create it as n2, right? So there are two variables now to store two numbers. There are two variables to store two numbers. So in the program, we have to calculate the multiply these two numbers and we have to give the output, right? So there should be another variable to store the multiplied result. The multiplied result, right? So therefore, I'll create another variable to store the result of by multiplying these two numbers. I want to store that also in a separate variable. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Therefore, I create it as short form multiplication, MUL, right? This is my third variable, right? Now I have created three variables, you know what is the reason. This is to store first number. This is to store second number. This is to store the result. But multiplication of these two numbers. Right? Done. Now we are going to draw the flowchart for this one. Start. Right. This is my first step. Creating variables. Therefore, what is that? In flowchart, what is that? It's a process neither. It's a process, Buddha. Creating variables. We are creating someone. It's a process, huh? Yes, process. So that is a process. So this is the symbol for process. That is create variables. Those are in1, in2, and MUL. That is multiplication. Done. Right? This is our first part. Then what we need to do? What is our second step?
Input the numbers to the variable.
Yes, input numbers. Let's say we can get the first number as input, right? So input the first number. Since this is an input, this is our symbol for input. Input first number. Right, that is in1. This is the second part, input the first number. Then we should store this number in our variable, right? So store means it's a process, right? Input first number, store number in one variable. That is the process. Then what we should do? We should get the second number as an input. Neither.
Yes, sir.
That is a what?
Input.
Input, yes. Input second number. Right, then again we store that second number in our into variable. That is our process, yes. Store that number into variable. Right. Now there are two numbers with us. We stored them in n1 and n2 variables, right? So then what we need to do? What we need? Right, we have to calculate the multiplication. We have to multiply. So then what is that?
Process.
Yes, it's a process. Again, it's a process. multiply N1 and N2. Right, that is our process to multiply those two numbers. Then what we need to do, we need to store that one. Yes, we have to store that also, right? So there is another variable. So we have the multiplication of these two numbers, and we have to store that multiplication, the result of this in that variable, right? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Store multiplication in MUL variable. That is a process, right? Finally, what we need to do? We have to display the output, right? That is a what?
Output.
Yes, that's the output. Where is our value now? MUL variable, right? Right. I'll use different colors for variables. Done. So finally, we have to draw the output. So you can't see the board beyond this place. Therefore, you draw the output also. Sorry, draw the end, and finally you have to draw the end, right? So that is it. So create variables N1 and N2 and MUL. N1 is to store first value, N2 is to store second value, MUL is to store the multiplication of those two values, right? Then our input is there, first number. We have to store that number in one variable, then get the second input and store that in two variable, right? Then we should multiply. That is our next process. Multiply them and store that multiplication value in a MUL variable. Then finally display the value in any MUL variable. So display the value means what is in MUL variable? The multiplication of those two numbers, right? Okay, write these things and finally you write the end of the flow chart, right?
Okay, sir. So I have done my work.
Okay.
Finish writing, sir.
Okay. Jashin,
Yes, sir.
finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Let's see how we do this one in Scratch. Okay. So first we have to get this Ventlet to run the program. So according to our flowchart, so we should create our variables first. So first thing is to create variables, right? So I am going to create 3 variables. First one is in1, second one is in2, and third one is to put the multiplication. I use mul variable to put that one. Right? Initially you can see those values are zeros. Right. So we have created 3 variables. Now second thing is we have to get the input from the user. So in this case, so we have to display a message asking enter first number like that, right? So when you go to the ATM machine, it will display a message, enter your PIN number or enter your withdrawal amount like that. So after that, according to that instructions, you are putting a PIN number or amount that should withdraw. ATM එකට ගියාම ඔයාලට ඩිස්ප්ලේ වෙන මැසේජ් එකක්. ඒ මැසේජ් එකේ ඒ ඉන්ස්ට්‍රක්ෂන් අනුව තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. ඒතර මේකෙත් අපි ඉන්ස්ට්‍රක්ෂන් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ යූසර්ට. So we have to display a message and we should wait for a input from the user, right? So what kind of block of code we can use from these tabs? So asking we should display a message and we should wait for a response. So to do that kind of thing, we can use in sensing. There is a code called block ask and wait. Ask and wait. So first we ask a question or we display a message. What is our message is enter first number. After that message only, the user can input the number. So special thinking about this code block is always it will ask a question or display a message and wait for a response from a user. මේක තියෙන විශේෂත්වය තමයි message එකක් display කරනවා. display කළා යා response එකක් නැත්නම් input එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඒතර මම මේ කෝඩ් එක විතරක් run කරලා පෙන්නන්නම්. මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා බලන්න. දැන් මේ දකුණු පැත්තේ කිසිම තැනක් අපිට එන්නේ නැහැ. මේ දැන් මේ මේලා පේන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට මොකක්වත් input කරන්න තැනක් නැහැ. right? ඒතර මම මේක run කරාම ඔන්න බලන්න වෙන දේ. right here it will display a place to enter something. So it will waiting for a input. So this is the display message, enter the first number, and wait means it will wait for the input from the user. That is the special thing about this code block. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Right? Others?
Yes, sir.
Right. Yashin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Then it will ask a question, and we can now give an input from this space. Right? So that is the answer of the user. අන්න දැන් ඊට පස්සේ answer එක අපි user දෙන answer එක where should we put that answer? First number, where should we put?
In one.
Right, in one variable. So we have to put the first answer in one variable. So to do that, I'm going to variables, right? So there is a block of code to set. Drag this one set. Set to what? In one. Here there are variables that we have created. So I select N1. So set to N1 what? What are we going to set? The answer of the user. So in sensing again, there is a block to get the answer. So once the user input the answer or you input the number, it will get by the answer. From this block of code, this answer will be put into N1 variable. That is the meaning of this code, right? Now, according to our flow chart, get the input and we store the value in N1 variable. That is this, right? Again, what we need to do? What's our next step? මොකක්ද ඊළඟ step එක අපි? Can you tell me?
Enter the second number.
Anna, right. So again, we should ask or display a message. Enter second number. And wait means it will wait for the answer. So again, we should set that answer to which variable? Yes, in two variables. Again, I will use this set block, right? Set into what we are going to set the answer, right? I will drag this answer block to this place. So then the answer will be stored in N2 variable, right? We got two answers and we stored those two answers in two variables. Done, right? So then we should calculate, or we get the multiplication of these two numbers, and we should store that value in MUL variable, that is multiplication variable, right? So I'll combine those two processes, that means multiplication and storing, right? Multiplication and storing that value in MUL variable, I'll put into one block. Let's see how we do this. Again, I will set, right? Use the set block. Then I'll select multiplication. Now I am going to put the multiplication of these two numbers in this MUL variable. So in this case, I can use these two processes in a single block. So this is how we do, right? So here we should put the answer of the multiplication of these two numbers, right? Then I am going to operators. There is a block for multiplication, right? So then I will drag this one to this place. So there, this block is to multiply two numbers, right? So then what should I put here?
The first number.
First number. So what we use in this place? So to get the first number, now we have stored that first number in one variable. So here what we on the right. So directly we can use in one variable name. Because from that variable name we can access that value. Variable එකේ නමින් අපිට ඒකේ value එක access කරන්න පුළුවන්. Therefore, from variables I will drag this n1 variable here, right? So using this n1 variable name, we can access the value in that variable. Got it? Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then again, I will drag this into variable here, right? Then this will generate the multiplication of these two values, and from this block of code, it will put into this MUL variable. That is the meaning of this block. So I have combined two processes, that is multiplication of two variables and put in that value into MUL variable. So those steps are in single block. Finally, we have to display. We have to display that value, right? To display, so I am going to display a message and the answer. Therefore, from the looks, I will use this say. So normally, say block we used to display something, display a message, display a result, right? So here I am going to display a message with a final answer, right? So therefore I use join operator here. I'll use join operator here. You can see what is the meaning of join operator, right? So I am joining my display message. My display message is multiplication. of two numbers is, so that is my text, right? That is my display text is, and I should give the answer. I should give the answer. So where is our answer now? The multiplication of these two numbers, where is it?
In the MUL variable.
Very good. It is in the MUL variable. Then directly we can use MUL variable name and we can access that value. So therefore, from the variables, I drag this MUL here. That's it. So this join is to join my text and the result. Therefore, I use this join operator. Right? So this is our final output. This is our final output. So I am going to run this one. When I run this one, you clearly see what will happen to these variables and how the values will be updated. Right. I run this program, enter first number, that is this message. Now I am going to enter the first number and enter. Again, it will ask message, enter the second number. I enters number 6. So you can see in number n1 variable, value 5 is stored now, right? So my second number is 6, right? Then in n2, it will store the second number. You can see finally in the MUL variable, the multiplication of these two numbers is stored. That is 30. Right? Finally, it will display a message. I'll increase this waiting period for 15 seconds. Again, I'll run this one. Enter first number. Let's say 8. So you can see the value is updated now. Enter second number, 9. So values are updated. Multiplication of two numbers is 72. So that is combine this, my message and the answer. Right? Got it? Again. So you can see the importance of the variables. So it will replace the previous value with new values. Once I enter number 5, it will update to number 5. Once I update enter number 6, so this will update to number 6. Again, the value also in multiplication variable will be updated, right? So multiplications of two numbers is 30. That is our final answer. values අපි input කරා, numbers දෙකක් input කරා. ඒකේ multiplication එක MUL කියන variable එකට දාගත්තා. ඒ variable තියෙන value එක අන්තිමට අපි display කරා. That is our program. Can you try this one? Prabodhini, your line is little bit
I did.
you did it. Right, try this one. I'll use some time. All right, okay.
I did it now.
Right, good. Jashin, do you have Scratch software installed with you?
Yes, sir.
You can you try this one?
Okay, sir.
Right?
Yes.
When you finish, let me know.
Okay, sir.
Right. I'll give you a task now. Right? So, like this, you have to get two input from the user, two numbers, and you should get the addition, that is plus addition of these two numbers, right? Then you have to get the division. So number 1 divide by number 2, right? Finally, you have to display addition is these two numbers is this, division of these two numbers is this, right? So you have to display two messages. Can you do that one?
Couldn't understand it.
Right. You have to input two numbers, right? So you have to create a variable to put the addition of those two numbers. You have to add those two numbers and you have to put those addition to a variable. Again, you have to get the division of those two numbers. So number 1 divide by number 2, and you have to put that value in a separate variable, right? Finally, you have to display those two values with a message. Got it?
Means we should add two numbers as we did in multiplication.
Yes. Addition and division. So you have to store those two values in separate variables. And finally, you have to display those values. Can you?
Sir, any
Yes.
two input number?
Yes. So you have to get the input from the user. Like this example. Got the message? Got the clear about the question?
Yes, sir. So that means we need to add the two numbers as we do multiplication previous time.
Yes. And you have to store that value in a one variable, and then division. So you have to divide one number by other number. You have to put that division in separate variable, and you have to finally display those values like this.
Okay, sir.
Right. Okay, Jashin, understood?
Yes, sir.
Can you do that and send me the screenshot?
Okay, sir.
So ඔයාට ඕන නමකින් variables හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකේ ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. variable එකේ නම Tamanට කැමති නමක් දාගන්න පුළුවන්.
Sir, I send you.
You have to get the division also. Nituli?
Okay.
Right. In the same program, you have to get the division also.
Sir, I finished doing the addition.
Addition and division, both should be there. Prabodhini?
Yes, sir.
Addition and division, both should be there.
Sir, should we do another one?
No, to a same Scratch program, you can add these code blocks to division and to display that result of division.
Okay.
Jashin can't type as N1, N2 in set. To N1 and N2. Jashin, yes, Prabodhini?
Sir, can we do it in two windows?
No, you just add those blocks in this block of code. मैं scratch program में क्या add कराने का?
Okay.
Jashin वाट में multiplication के enter कराने बरी मैं एक block के किधर?
Yes, sir.
मांगे का यारम पेन्नन ना?
Mm.
So get the set variable and select the multiplication. Okay. So here you have to add the operator to multiply. So this is the multiplication. Star mark again and multiplication. I will drag this one. මෙතෙන්ට drag කරාම ඒක එතෙන්ට set වෙනවා. හරි? මෙතන අපි type කරන්න n1 n2 මේක අපි ගන්න variables. Variable එක තමයි මෙතෙන්ට drag කරලා ගන්න. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
So we can access the values from this n1 n2 variables.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Thanks,
That
sir.
is okay.
Dancer. I sent you my screenshot through the chat.
Okay. Right, Justin, this is the first one, no?
Yes.
Right. Yes, Jashin, can you do the next one that I have told? So you have to get the addition n, addition to one variable, and division to one variable. Divide number one, let's say number one divide by number two to another variable. Then finally you have to display those results separately.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have sent my
Okay. In your answer, Nithuli, you have input numbers twice, right? So I meant that it should input two numbers, right? So we should add two numbers and display the output finally. And we should divide those two numbers and display the output. So we use the same value in both cases. ඒ කියන්නේ variable input කරපු numbers දෙකම තමයි අපි division එකකටත් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ addition එකකටත් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ. In your answer you have input a number again for division, right? You should no need to enter two numbers again. So you can use those input numbers. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට මුලින් input කරපු numbers දෙකම use කරලා division එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්.
Okay, sir.
Are you clear? I'll show you. Right, I'll show you this one. So here I'll use this n1 and n2. So I will change the code from this n. So I have to create another variable for addition, right? So I'll create another variable to division, right? So get two answers. In next step I'll put into addition the addition of those two numbers. Then I will use operators and use this addition operator, right? Here we are adding those two numbers, n1 and n2, right? That is this part, addition. So when we get division, we can use same variables. So I will select division here, right? So from the operators, I will use this division operator. I'll use the division operator. Then I can use same variables. n1 divide by n2. That's it. Then finally I can display the result. Say, so I'll use a join operator here. Addition is, so then here I can access the addition variable, right? Then after that, I have to display division. So I'll put it 10 seconds here. So here also I'll use join operator to join my text and the result. So this is my text. So text is I supposed to display. Division is, then I am going to access the variable division. That's it. Then finally we can get the output. I'll run this one. Enter first number. Let's say 8. Enter second number 4. Right? Addition is 12. 8 plus 4, 12. Then it will wait for 10 seconds and then it will display the second message. Division is 2. That is 8 divided by 4 is 2. Second number 5. Addition is 15. Division is 2. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Right. I hope you understood this one. So we'll go for another question. Right. Jashin, need more time to do this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, finish and let me know.
Okay. Well done, sir.
Our next question is, right? Next question is, find the perimeter and the area of a rectangle. So this is our rectangle. So there is a length and width. So how we find the perimeter? Parimitiya? How we find?
We should first get the length and the width of the rectangle.
Length and width, okay.
And 2 times of length and 2 times of width.
Right. This is length, this is width. So 2 times of length plus 2 times of width. That is how we find the perimeter, right? Perimeter is, let's say, length plus width. That means 2 times of length plus 2 times of width. So that is how we find the perimeter. Then the area. Area means vargapale. How we find that? How we find the area?
Length multiplied by width.
Yes, length multiplied by width. That is how we find the area, right? Right. So we are going to draw the flow chart for this one. First we should what?
Get the length and the width of the rectangle.
Yes, get the length and width of the rectangle. So therefore, it's a input. Here also we can put a process like creating variables, right? So in this time, I'm not going to write that one. So then the flowchart will be little bit lengthy. So we can create variables to store width and to store length, right? So therefore, I will use one input, get the length and width, right? So get the length and width. In a single input, I will do that one in the flow chart. Then we should find the what? Find the perimeter. That is the process. So perimeter equal length, 2 times of length multiplied by 2 times of width, right? So in next process, find area. So area equal
Length
into width,
width.
right? Then we can display those values. Display
Perimeter and area.
yes. So those things also we can put into single output. So this is the output display, or we can this do in separate inputs. Sorry, outputs. It is okay. You can join these two and in single output you can say display perimeter and area. That is also correct. Right, there's a signal problem, right? Okay, you can draw this one. Find the perimeter and the area of the rectangle. Done?
So I have done.
Right. First we get the length and width. So you can show those input as two separate inputs also. ඒක inputs දෙකක් විදිහට පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන්. Get the length and get the width. So then you can find the parameter, that is 2 times length. Sorry, there is a mistake here. Should
2
be plus.
multiplied by length.
This should be plus, right? 2 times length plus 2 times width. Right. And find the area. Finally, display the perimeter and display the area. You can also put that 2 steps in single output. That is also okay. Right. So now you have a homework. That is, you have to do the Scratch program for this one. Right?
Okay, sir.
Right. Then if you can do in this time also, okay, or you can, it is better to try this one now. Right, then you can send the answer to me. Right. Okay, do it yourself and send the answers to me. Then I am going to stop the class from now. Right, do you have any questions regarding this one?
No,
Sir,
Yes.
sir, we need to do this in Scratch.
Yes.
Okay.
So same as previous one, you have to get the length, you have to get the width, and there is a calculation and you can use the operators. So this there should be a perimeter variable, there should be area variable, right? Then finally you have to display perimeter and area. Try to do this by yourself. Any questions you can ask now? Or do you need to do it by me? If it is difficult, I can do this one for you. කරන්න පුළුවන්ද මම කරලා පෙන්නන්නද?
කරන්න පුළුවන්, sir.
right. Netuli, Jashwin, okay ned?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Then send it to me. I'll stop the class from now and you do this one. Send it to me, then I'll check it. Right, okay. Then we'll meet on next Tuesday. So good night and have a nice week.
Good night, sir.
Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Right, bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.